All right, everybody, I just want to let you know that in the essence of time, we are going to get started a little bit earlier. Turn the mic up. This one's on. Hello? Hello? I don't have a glass up here to do the cling, 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 cling. But I just wanted to let you know that we'll give you guys maybe another minute or so to take a couple more bites. And in the essence of time, we do want to try and keep things a bit on track. So maybe we'll get started maybe in about a minute or two. So for those of you who need to turn around and, okay, thank you. Pardon me? What time are we at, Gord? All right, if everybody's ready, we'll get started. We'll kick things off here. Just go ahead and feel free to finish your lunch. And if you want to help yourself to get some more, feel free to do so as well. Thanks for accommodating us here with the timing, and our apologies for not allowing you to completely finish your lunch before you get started. But we just want to make sure that we're respectful of your time and the folks joining us via live streaming as well. So thank you for that. Okay. So I'm going to chat a little bit about GP 2016 and beyond. But before I do that, I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about the history of Great Plains and GP. For some of you in the room, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the evolution of GP, but GP was actually started out as version 1 as Great Plains in 1993. So we're talking 24 years ago. The software was first production. As you can imagine, it's evolved significantly since then. Almost 25 years of development is pretty significant. Microsoft purchased Great Plains late 2000, and then it eventually became what we know it as today as Great Plains. So Gord, I just wanted to ask you, how long have you been working with GP?
I gotta come to the mic.
Okay, let me step aside.
Well, I actually started with the very first version. And if I look around the room here, I think one of the first implementations I did was out at the Legislative Assembly, would have been one of the first 5, which would have been version 2.04B, probably in 1994.
Holy smokes. Wow.
Yeah, so almost 23 years ago.
Wow.
That's the earliest I remember.
Yeah, that's great. Good. Good. So, and I just wanted to kind of ask the other consultants in the room as well, Terry, Andrew, and Renee. So if you guys can hear me. Terry, how long have you been working with GP?
Actually, let me age myself.
Well, that's, don't mean to put you on the spot, but. I was working within the company, and it was in 1996, I think. Okay, so quite a while. Andrew?
I can't remember that far back. I was somewhere late 90s, let's say.
90s, so just asking the consultants how much experience they bring to the table really with GP. So Andrew, sorry, yours was what year? Late 90s, okay. Fantastic, thanks. And Renee, sorry? 96, all right. So just demonstration here about the depth and breadth of experience on the Joesoftware team. You guys can see that we've got a ton of experience in the house. So after GP versions 1 through 10, they confused us all with 2010, was released in 2011. We kind of thought that they were going to keep them in line with the various years, but that wasn't the case. We've then moved to GP 2013 and the R2, 2015 and 2016, both with R2s. We hear that GP 2018 is not going to have an R2 behind it, it's just going to be a single version. So we'll see what happens with that. All right, so just a bit of a highlight. Gord mentioned at the beginning of the session today that the GPUG Summit is probably one of the most important conferences, a user conference that Microsoft puts on. Some time ago, it was actually as Convergence, but Microsoft no longer hosts the Convergence conference. They've split it up into several different IT, executive-focused, user-focused, and other conferences. But there really truly is a need for this kind of conference, and we see that just simply because of the sheer numbers of the attendees going to these summits. So I just wanted to highlight a number of important items here. So the GPUG Summit, it really is 3.5 full days of learning. And when I say full, like you're there at 8 in the morning and you're not out of there until sometimes 5 or 6 o'clock in the afternoon. So there are concurrent sessions running throughout the entire day. They discuss the latest industry and other trends that are occurring with Dynamics GP and other solutions. When we take a look at the vendor exhibit hall, we see, there's 100+ vendors offering GP compatible solutions for various add-ons to your application. Last year I was in Tampa, Florida from October 11th to 14th, and there were more than 2,000 GP users there across the world, really. They came from everywhere. Over 7,100 attendees in total. So they span GP, CRM, Power BI, like it's not just specific to GP, but the community actually is all encompassing. There are CPE credits available for some of the sessions that they offer. So if you're looking for continuing education credits, that's a good place to take advantage of that. And there really are session tracks for everyone. So it's not just for IT or for finance. You've got the business intelligence tracks, you've got HR, payroll, system admin. There are tracks that talk about upgrading. There's reporting. So there's a huge diverse, there's tons of options that you can choose from. 54 sessions on the first day, and I don't know if anybody is interested, but I brought the session description book from last year that just shows all of the courses available, or the sessions. It's got my chicken scratch in here, just of the ones that I wanted to attend, but you're more than welcome to have a look at it if you're interested in taking a look at it. When you leave these kinds of sessions, you really feel energized. It's a great networking opportunity. You come back with all kinds of information and ideas as to what you can do for your organization to help streamline day-to-day processes and put some new processes in place. So this just kind of gives you an idea of what went on at GPUG Summit. There were 85 speakers. And actually, I have to say that their keynote speakers are top-notch. They really invite some of the best of the best in the industry to come and share their experiences with you. Some are motivational, some are informational. So you get to pick and choose which sessions you want to go to. 2,100 on the GP side in attendance, 7,050 people in total, 170 plus GP sessions over the 3.5 days. So you can see that it does offer tremendous value. All right, okay, so we'll get into more now about Dynamics GP 2016 and beyond itself. So this is a look at the Microsoft Dynamics roadmap. It highlights the various versions I've just got from 2015 and beyond here. So we can see that GP 2018 is going to be released at the end of this year. So second half of 2017. GP 2013, the general support, so end of life for GP 2013 is April 2018. So what that means is for you guys running Canadian payroll, if you are looking for the payroll tax table updates, you're going to need to upgrade prior to June of 2018. So you will still receive the payroll tax table updates for the end of 2017 and then make plans to upgrade after that. So you can see some of the top features in 2016 R2, and then 2018, some of the plans. I'll have more information in the presentation a little bit later to highlight some of those as well. But again, you can see, the progression of the software from GP 2015 and up. Some of you, may or may not be up on the latest with the Dynamics 365, but as we heard earlier in the last session, or the last presentation, we talked a little bit about what's available in the cloud. From this side, we know, and even just with discussions with Microsoft, that GP on-premise is not going away anytime soon. They are encouraging us to take a look at options for the cloud, but just rest assured as well that you will still be able to continue to use GP on-premise. And that's about all I wanted to share with you on this side. How many people are still on 2013 or a prior version in the room? Okay. And do you run Canadian payroll? No? And do you guys run payroll? Okay. All right. Good. Well, most of you are fairly current. So this is just kind of a list of what is included in 2016. I'm not going to go over everything here. The intent of the slide is really just to show you that there are a ton of new features being developed and added to the software on a regular basis. So what this also illustrates is that Microsoft is listening to you. So you as the user have put in suggestions and recommendations for things that you would like to see. And so this is a true representation of where your annual enhancement fees are going. So each year you pay a fee to continue your annual maintenance. That a portion of that goes into research and development. So your research and development dollars are really going towards helping make the solution better for you. And we at Joesoftware do this in our own products as well. So for those of you running Penny or Spencer or Marshall, again, your enhancement dollars go into research and development, and any suggestions or recommendations that you're making to us, we really appreciate them and we take them seriously. They are entered into a queue. We have development meetings on a regular basis where we review those and we decide what we're going to be doing from a roadmap perspective to put into our products as well. So any of you who continue to send those in, please do so. It's much appreciated. So these are the feature highlights for GP 2016. The top on the list there under the business intelligence is Power BI on the web client homepage. So with the homepage, I mean, it really gives you an opportunity to personalize that on a user by user basis. It's not by organization, so you can make it unique to you and have it display what you need to tackle on a day-to-day. You can take a look at your activities and your tasks day-to-day in pie charts, graphs, reports, those kinds of things. However you visually like to see that information, it's easy to display. The Smart List Designer has been enhanced with this version as well. The reports are available in the advanced lookups. For those of you who may not be overly familiar with the Smart List Designer, it was actually a product that Microsoft decided to develop after they sent back, or E1 took back, however you want to look at it, the Smart List Builder. So Smart List Builder used to be an add-on as part of the Microsoft package, and it was originally developed by E1. E1 has taken that back and continues to evolve that product and expand and develop it. So Microsoft got smart and decided that they wanted to do something similar. So they've created Smart List Designer, and it really does offer some great functionality with the application. It's not as robust as Smart List Builder, but it does give you some of that basic functionality. System-wide enhancement, the first point there, indicate the name of a person editing a batch in the message. So this is important for auditing. So if you want to maintain a bit of an audit trail in who's making changes, you can certainly indicate that information in the message so that you can go back and ask questions should you need to. Workflow 2.0, we saw in the roadmap slide that 4.0 is coming with the next version, and I have some information to share with you on that for the GP 2018. But workflow was originally, well, not originally, but it was improved significantly in 2013 with GP 2013, and then again in 2016. There's been some significant enhancements to the workflow, particularly around the purchase order processing, PO requisition, accounts payable, and batch approvals. We're not quite there yet with AR, so accounts receivable will be coming, so we hear. Again, I don't know if that's something that's included in the 4.0 with 2018, but we just kind of stand by and wait to get more information on that. The workflow, I would say, is probably one of the biggest drivers for many clients to upgrade. It is constantly evolving, and the importance of or the flexibility rather of having that workflow behind you so that you don't have to manually maintain those other processes is something that can be done automated for you and just helps improve efficiencies. If you do want to have email reminders sent with your workflow, again, so somebody submits a PO, it goes down the chain for approval. If you want to have the system generate an automatic email that says, hey, there's a PO waiting for your approval, you do require Exchange Server to accommodate that. The next big change for 2016 is the HTML5 web client. So as Andrew mentioned earlier as well, it is browser agnostic. So it supports Mac, Chrome, IE, Internet Explorer, and Edge. And it gives you the ability to stack your windows on top of each other now as well. So you no longer have to worry about the bar at the bottom where you're trying to determine which window is which. With the web client, you can actually stack them on top of each other, and it's very easy to just identify where you're at and which windows you're working within. The web client, as we heard, is accessible through a URL, so it's a website that you log into and get right into Dynamics GP. So it's really extends GP out beyond your organization if anybody needs remote access. So it's access to GP anywhere, anytime, basically. And this is another area in which will continue to evolve at a rapid pace and another big driver for organizations who want to extend GP outside. And then the final good or well-received enhancement was under the financial enhancements, and it's the ability to link credit card invoices to the original invoices. So there's no more unmatched transactions with that additional functionality. So under the licensing, when GP 2013 came out, GP 2013 introduced perpetual licensing. So they did away with the business-ready licensing where you had to add modules ad hoc. You had to purchase payroll, you had to purchase fixed assets, you had to purchase HR. Perpetual licensing introduced an all-inclusive type pricing model where it was everything was all under one package, under the starter pack. So there were some changes made with the licensing types at that point, and then there were additional changes made with the introduction of 2016. So we have the full access user, which is a concurrent user, and it provides the ability to read, write, and the system admin. So any report generations or posting transactions, you'll need a full access user to do that. They then brought out the limited users. So limited users are read-only. So if you want to be able to extend GP out to the organization in a cost-effective manner, so you can generate reports and store them on a network somewhere in a folder or other, and of course it's security controlled, so you have to have the correct permission to access the reports. But that is a way of granting access to others in the organization without using a concurrent license. It's a named user license, and it is significantly less expensive than the full access. The third newest license is the self-serve user. So the self-serve user is really offers very limited navigation and functionality. It's primarily used for workflows. So if you have somebody who needs to generate a purchase order requisition and do very simple approvals, you can purchase a self-serve license for that individual. It is a named user as well, and they really don't access GP at all outside of those particular modules. And so just to give you an idea of the costs for these, I refer to each license being significantly less expensive than the first. So we've got about $3,500 for the full user, and then $400-ish for the limited user, and about $75 for the self-serve license. So you can see there's a significant drop in the cost of the licenses, just depending on functionality that you want to be able to grant to your organization. Okay, so the theme for Dynamics GP 2016 R2 is really make life easier for the organization. They want to be able to make the use of GP easier itself, the access to Dynamics GP, so by granting different options for licensing, the access to the information is much easier. And then data extraction, to be able to get your data out of GP. If you put the information into GP, there's got to be a way to get that out, whether that's through SSRS reporting, out-of-the-box reporting, smart lists. Terry's going to be speaking to reporting during the next presentation. So she'll be talking to you about ways in which you can pull that data out of the application in an easier manner. Requirements for Dynamics GP 2016 R2 that I want to point out, the biggest ones would be that you would need Microsoft Office 2013 or 2016 to move to GP 2016. So the hardware requirements are pretty basic. They're not much different than they were with 2013. We can share those with you if you need to. The information is also available on the web. So this is the What's New list in GP 2016 R2. It looks similar to the 2016. There are a few other enhancements here also. Again, I'm not going to go through all of these because there are, it's for illustration purposes, just to show you that there is a lot going into the application. Some of these we do have to keep in mind that they apply to US payroll. Some of them don't necessarily apply to Canadian payroll. So just be cautious of that if you're looking at any of the feature lists, to make note. If it is payroll related, just ask us if it does apply to Canadian or US payroll. As I mentioned, Terry's going to be speaking to your reporting options, but I just wanted to let you know that there are other applications like Jet Reports that are included now in the GP 2016 core. The basic version, which is called the Express version, is available. We've heard a rumor that Management Reporter, it will be sunset at some point. We're not panicking about it. The rumor is 2026, so it's quite far out. We've got a lot of time to start making plans and look at different options, but it's certainly not a reason to start thinking now that we need to move from Management Reporter, because that's not the case. I just wanted to bring that to your attention. So with Jet Reports, there is an Express version and a professional version. There are obviously differences between the two in functionality. I'm not going to get into that here. I just wanted to make you aware of that. I believe Terry is going to dive into that a little bit. Oh, not the differences? Okay, so just speak to the Express, or, yep, okay, all right, thanks. So if you want any information on what the differences are between the two, then you can certainly reach out and we can help you with that. Jet Reports is a site license. It's not a user license, so it's not dependent on how many users are actually in the application. There's a handful of reports available out of the box, and they offer various functionality. So looking forward, GP 2013, as I mentioned, is end of life support in April 2018, so there's very few of you here who are still on 2013 or an older version, so we can work together to take a look at options to upgrade you. If you're looking at GP 2016, if you're wanting to discuss options for upgrading, we can certainly help you with that as well. For those of you on 2013, I'd suggest maybe between now and May of next year to take a look at options. We have heard as well that June 2017, the mid-year tax table update only includes updates for Saskatchewan and PEI. So if anybody doesn't have any employees working in those provinces, we don't need to be concerned about doing an update before the mid-year. All right, GP 2018, these are top secret. So we were asked by Microsoft, Terry Healy at Microsoft, not to keep this internal, but I think it's very topical for our discussion today, so I thought I'd share some of this information with you. Again, some stuff relates specifically to US payroll. The HR payroll information, we would want to use caution with that. But the big improvements really are going to be the document attach feature, or functionality rather, the Power Suite evolution, so that would be your Power BI, dashboards and things like that. And the user experience, everything and anything a user would want to make their job easier. So it's really, they have three themes: bringing two worlds together, enhancing your core application to optimize financials, and then one Microsoft, which is your Power Suite evolution. Workflow at the bottom of the list there will remain a top focus as they continue to enhance workflow for future versions. But this slide here actually shows a little bit better as to what the intent is for the GP 2018 release themes. So we've got bringing two worlds together there with the workflow. You've got your reminder emails, your workflow history reports, so their intent is to try and add a bunch of reporting around workflow as well. There will be some additional fields to the workflow email messages, so you'll be able to make that a little bit more customized to your specific needs. And then enhancing the core application and platform, we've got optimizing finance and HR, the user experience itself, and then the comprehensive doc attach. The comprehensive document attach will be a great feature. Some organizations really don't have a whole lot of availability or options when it comes to keeping track of their documents. So using this comprehensive doc attach feature, and maybe along with SharePoint with a library, would be a great complementary feature to that. And then the Power Suite evolution. So we've got the Power BI content pack, create the flow templates for GP. So it's really about, again, extracting that data and being able to make good use of it in an easier, more efficient manner. So I came across this site. I wanted to share this with you. I came across this site maybe a year or so ago, MicrosoftDynamicsWorld.com. I don't know if any of you subscribe to this, but it is a fantastic resource. They say on their website they are the independent leader for Microsoft Dynamics news and views, and I believe that. I'm always on this site. The information that I get, I'm continuously sharing it with my team. Probably everybody in the organization belongs to this site as well, but anything and everything Dynamics GP and other Microsoft solutions, so CRM, Power BI, anything Microsoft related, you'll find information here. When you go to the site, across the top, they have the various tabs for the articles, Ask the Experts, white papers, case studies. There are blogs. Actually, a couple of days ago, the last white paper that I looked at was 5 steps to help maximize the value of GP. So those are the kinds of things and the white papers that come across. It's free to join. So if you want to join, log in, you go through a process where you select the type of information you want to receive, whether it's CRM and GP or whatever you like. And then you'll find all kinds of information in your website on a regular basis. So again, MicrosoftDynamicsWorld.com, and you can explore that site. So GPUG Summit 2017, just want to let you know that this year it is October 10th to the 13th. Rick and I are going. We also have a couple of clients coming with us as well, and we would love to be your host. If you guys want to come along, we can help you navigate. It's overwhelming when you get there. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of sessions, and sometimes people get a little bit overwhelmed by, where do I go? How do I create my track, my session track, and things like that. So we'd be more than happy to help you get yourselves organized if that's something you want to attend. And it's in Nashville this year, so who doesn't want to go to Nashville? The only little bit of a drawback is that it is just right after Thanksgiving long weekend. Again, it's in the United States. They kind of forget about us Canadians and our holidays, so it's right back to back with the Thanksgiving Day holiday. So registration for early bird ends June 29th. It's $14.99 US. The event is hosted at the Gaylord Opryland Resort. So if you go to gpugsummit.com, full details are available there if you want to register. So again, if you want to go, just let us know. You'll have to go through the registration process, but at least then we know who's coming and we can make plans and arrange to assist you guys. I really truly believe that it is very energizing. For me, it's about the networking and to communicate with some of my peers and our other valued partners that attend as well. We have many partners who resell our Joesoftware products that exhibit in the exhibitor hall, so I always make a point of going and spending some time with them there as well. The product insight, I believe that it's a great space to come home and be able to share that information with your teams. So that was all I wanted to chat with you about today. Does anybody have any questions for me about anything presented? Oh, quiet bunch. Okay, great. Thank you.